So this is a response to Christina's turn-ons and turn-offs video, and this is like my third time trying to make this because each time I look back over it and I think I sound like a complete jerk. So I try and remake it and sound less like an asshole. But I'm just gonna do it, whatever. First, turn-ons. Number one, they have got to be a nerd. Now, it can be any kind of nerd as long as they're utterly obsessed with something nerdy. That's awesome. But if it just so happens to be literature, preferably fantasy or classical history, or video games, that's amazing. Like if I can reference Halo, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Dante's Inferno, and the Hartford Convention in a joke, and you get it, you automatically get like 1,000,000 gram points. That's just awesome beyond words. Number two, you have to be obsessed with music, and not just I turn on the radio on my way to work, but where to the point where you can't go through a day without listening to massive amounts of music, just because I know that's how I am with my life. I can't survive a day unless I have music, and it's got to be the same way for them. And number three, this sounds really shallow and really pathetic, but I've got to be physically attracted to them. And I think if most guys are honest, most guys will say the same thing, that the very first thing that draws you to them is your physical appearance. And it's not to say that who you are doesn't matter, but that's like that first catch, that first thing we notice. And so it's kind of important. Turn offs. Number one, smoking. And this is slightly hypocritical because I must admit I do enjoy a good cigar every now and then, but it's mainly cigarettes. If a girl can pull off smoking a cigar and look cool, that's awesome. I mean, that's really, really cool. But cigarettes, I just think are grody and gross and nasty, and I can't stand them. I really, really can't. It's a huge turn off for me. Number two, drugs and or alcohol. I do not think I could ever be with a girl who went out and got drunk every night, or who went out and came home high. I just don't think I could do it. It just completely ruins good moments, and I really don't think I could do that. And number three, this one, it sounds really bad, but I couldn't go out with a dumb person. If I can't sit down and have a meaningful conversation with you because you're not smart enough to hold up your end of the conversation, I'm sorry, it's probably not going to work out. I know that sounds awful, but it's true. And now that you know how much of a jerk I am, I'm gonna go.